to reveal JC, yeah.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
TiVoMike! That's me. Welcome to the TiVoMike Show. I'm me. And I'm here with my best friend, the show's entertainment guru. Listen, people who are on TV follow him on Twitter.
That's right.
Have you ever wanted to be like a celebrity on TV, people? If you're listening, if you've ever wanted to live the life, the sweet life, not of Zach and Cody, but of celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
Then here's your chance. Log on to Twitter. Follow at EGMike84. And now you are.
That's right.
Because celebrities are just like us.
Yes, sir.
Mike Warner.
I love it, guys. I love it. That's right, guys. EGMike84 on Twitter.
Make
it
happen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do the recap righteously of Fire Chicago. I'm going to have to use this joke in the episode, so be warned. There will be a dad joke there by a non-dad, as far as I'm aware. Kid spreads her wings as a lieutenant. Chief Hawkins rides with... I'm pretty certain. I'm just so you know.
Yeah. I'm ready.
99% people. 100%. I'm 100% red. I'm 100% sure. Okay, just make that clear. Chief Hawkins rides with ambulance 61 to learn more about Brett. Casey takes a trip out of town and off the show. I'm sorry, I added that part. Sorry. This says a Ritter, so I think it means, oh, I see, in the full content. Never mind. See, that's what I get for judging so fast. If I read the whole sentence, it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
A Ritter date night.
Makes
sense. Turns into an emergency situation.
Right.
So we're going to start.
Can we start with...
Oh, good. Which one?
Can we start with Matt leaving?
Yeah, so we'll start with Casey takes a trip out of town to Oregon, which means he couldn't figure it out what's going on. He was like, do I go there or...
No.
And they were like, again.
No.
And he goes, all right, let's do that again.
Stop it.
No,
Stop it.
That was a bad
Stop it. I'm so mad at you. I'll give you credit. It's definitely dad joke material.
Right?
But stop it.
I was working it.
So I will say this. I'm happy about this for a couple reasons. One, I think this will allow them to develop some other characters on the show. So I'm okay with this. And I don't think it's a permanent leave.
Right. Because they're, 17 years old?
Not only that, he's only doing that because the social workers said moving them around now when they finally put some roots in is bad.
Well, let's talk about that scene.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So Matt Casey goes to Oregon. You know, I mean, no one knows Oregon. The only reason we know that word is because we played the trail, the Oregon Trail. That's right.
The 3.5
5 and a quarter.
Oh, sorry, 5 1/4.
Yeah, the 3.5 was fancy.
A small one. Yeah, that's right.
That was like when we were moving
up. It was a real floppy disc.
That was like it flooped. It flopped.
And you had to lock it in when you put it in the.
It was so satisfying. Bring that back. Samsung, do that. If you can do the flip, you bring back the Razor floppy. Okay. So here's what happens, especially when there's an update, you get it thrown in the mail, you got to put it in your phone.
That's what we want.
Upload.
Right.
Boot it with the disc. It's great times. But no one knows where Oregon is. We know it's on the west somewhere, I think below Washington State. But even still, people are like, who cares? Right. People forgot that it fell off the cliff.
Like you went to Oregon?
Yeah, like why? Was it a layover? Or
right.
What happened? Again? So he goes there because there's some kids who live by themselves.
Darden's kids, yeah.
Right. And one who's a liar who says, I don't remember you, but we found out at the end of the show he does, and it was really sweet. And then one brother who's trying to take care of him, get it. It was getting ready to be classic, whatever. But we fast forward, because that's all. That's the easy part.
Right.
He goes in, clean the house is really easy. Do you hear that to all of our listeners?
Right.
If you have a dirty house,
cleaning it is easy.
Easy. You just clean it.
Or
Or nothing.
Pay someone to clean it.
But
I would prefer
clean.
Yes.
You
Yes.
get up out of the room. Because that's where the kid went.
Right.
He was in a room when he should have been cleaning.
No.
I'm
not gonna lie. When he walked in that house, and I'm looking, I said, first off, nigga, you said it's not that bad. I can't even see the kitchen table.
And he said, I thought you were going to be here at 6.
Right.
First of all, what time is it?
Thank you.
You were going to do what by 6?
Because it
didn't even start. Because I've been in a situation where you want the place to look clean, and it's not the best.
Right.
Okay. So they come early. They're like, fine. But they catch you halfway.
Right.
Half the place is clean.
And half is
because you moved all the stuff to the other side so you can vacuum, and then you're going to... Anyway, so they're both liars.
all day.
So now he has this fast forward scene we all know is going to happen when he's talking to the counselor.
The caseworkers, yeah.
Not telling about the aunt. Don't tell about the aunt. Don't tell about... That was the will, don't forget moment. But then...
I love that they did that whole thing only for her to be like, well, we called the aunt.
Yeah, we know
she
the
left
aunt.
a month ago.
That's how I knew there's going to be more about... Okay, they're doing way too much about the aunt finding out that they're not the aunt, or the aunt fell down. If they do, the world ends. So I was like, that means the world's ending.
Right.
Because if you're putting that many times, you wrote that line. Hey, guys, did you include the line about the aunt? We need the audience to follow along. They're going to be so confused if they get to the scene
and don't know what's going on when they talk about the aunt.
The aunt. They're going to be like, what aunt? What do you mean?
Right.
They don't want kids by themselves. They're not going to understand. You have to pre-say it 4 times.
I couldn't. I was like, wow, y'all really tried.
Yeah, I swear, it was that will writer. followed his way in there. So now he's speaking to them.
Right.
And that's why I just have to talk about this one particular scene so much. So now the 2 ladies who care so much about these kids.
I know.
Who say, listen. We called the aunt. The aunt's in Bermuda. Sniffing cocaine with the Clintons. Not the President Clintons. I would never denigrate their name. Honorable people such as they are. So these are the fake Clintons I'm thinking about. So they had this issue.
Right.
And then he goes, but it's actually okay. I have a plan. I'm bringing them to Chicago. I have to tell my girlfriend things have changed. She's going to be totally cool with it. It's not like she has a lot on her plate right now. She's going to love this plan. Having had one scene of me on the phone that I could have had to talking to you, but I was too busy talking to them about aunts. Well done, writers. So they go, whoa, I know we just said the aunts in Bermuda, doing blow with the Clintons, and therefore the state's coming in and will put them in separate houses.
Right.
Which is bad.
Horrible.
Which is uprooting. Which is having them move.
Right.
And you're talking about going to Chicago where they're going to be taken care of by a single father with I guess their almost mommy, if you will, get her married, bounce come out and do that fast. That's going to be horrible to them.
Right.
The world will end. There's never been a kid who's been a teenager who had to find new friends in another state how does any other friend compare to Oregon friends?
Right.
I mean, they're not going to, no other friend can meet the caliber. It's why I personally haven't gone to Oregon.
Right.
Because I know if I meet people there and I didn't meet people they're not going to measure up. I will always say Oregon had it made. So it will, they got animated, these 2 ladies.
They did. And it was so disgusting because you're supposed to be doing what's in the best interest of the child. And I don't even know what you gain.
And they said they're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So aunt's not there and they're doing good. Look the other way. Hey, you show up to the house every once in a while with some spaghetti.
Especially because you care so much about
You care so much. So, but he's going to Chicago and he's a rich guy. He's a firefighter making lots of money. He knows how to run from a door. And you're saying that's going to be the end of the world for them. So he was like, oh, I guess... Yeah, I'm the bad guy in the scene where you just told me all of a sudden we're learning today the kid's state is on their way to the house.
Right. To take them away.
Because they need to be here. 30 miles from a bad mother. So here we go. So he then says, oh, in his mind, because I know what the writers are planning.
Right.
And he's like, well, I gotta, guess, move here to Oregon.
I will say.
And I just want to give him a hug.
I just was like, wow, y'all. You know what? Like I said, they gave him a smooth transition where whatever he's got it worked out right now, he can get worked out and he'll come back and do what he's got to do. But you couldn't get a better story.
No,
we couldn't have did something like.
And Herman had no reaction. He was like, I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. I'm like, dude, you don't care about him? That's your response? The dead guy would have wanted it. Listen, dead people want a lot of things, like being alive.
Right.
You can't get what you want.
That's true.
That's why I just said on the last episode, something goes on with me, let me go.
Right.
Because what did I want? I wanted to be healthy.
Right.
That's what I want. Don't go, oh, he wanted to die. No, I didn't.
Right.
I wanted to be 100%. Y'all couldn't do it. So I said, okay. And I was cool with it.
Right.
And I was like, Charles. I was like, okay, I'm just going to be cool. You know, I mean, you can't give me all my limbs and all my minds there. Let me go. Don't be rewriting history later.
Thank you.
This nigga came in and wanted to go. No, that was not the story. This nigga came to y'all because y'all was supposed to be fixers.
Right.
And I followed the science. Sorry, I get a little. I was just sorry. I think that Herman scene just did something.
But yeah, I was like, wow, and it was, and like I said, I like it because it wasn't too dramatic. Like it was just enough to be like, oh. But
and at the end of the
world
episode,
of Twitter went nuts.
What they say?
They can't believe they about to get rid of Mad Casey.
Like you said, hopefully it's just temporary because I think the kids were 17 and 16 or 15.
Yeah, 16 and 17 or something like that.
So it'll be like maybe he'll fly back every once in a while.
Right.
Like, how you doing? Because now here's what I didn't like about this. Everything would have been great except you just got together with this Brett after 19 worldies, 1,000 million seasons.
Thank you.
So right after, what's the girl who likes Gallo?
Oh, Violet.
When Ritter's like, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on. So right after she said, here's the thing. We're supposed to think she's done with Gallo. They're just friends. So if she thinks the new chief is cute, that she says in scene 1, right as he's walking over, then you go with him. So why are you pushing the girl? Why are you saying to the girl who you know is with Casey, who you as a character don't know that he's leaving yet?
Right.
So it's like the writers didn't think this through.
They foreshadowed too fast.
Yeah. You're like, she's saying, go hang out with him because he's cute. Not go hang out with him to get this program done. He's cute. Go talk to him. Well, why don't you? You're not with Gallo. Oh, that's right. That would make sense. But you see, I perceive.
Right.
Casey is leaving. And we need to slide in a new love interest because God forbid.
You just come to work.
Brett just goes to work. Heals black people on the streets.
Right.
Plays it like Charles, all cool with a knife at her, like, yo, dog, you don't want to knife me? He's like, I think I do. I'm confused. I think you're trying to stiff me. No, dog, you're late. Dudes who did that, I don't know where you were then with the knife.
Right.
I'm the one here helping.
Right.
And the chief is just looking. I'm so glad he's a knight in shining armor.
Thank you.
So she's not thinking about him highly.
Right.
So
now,
I
thought the whole time, like, how did he not
do anything? Not knock the dude in the face, did nothing. And she's playing it cool, and she goes, listen, you're not going to do that. You know why you're not going to do that? 1, because I have plot armor. And 2, because you won't be able to score easily in prison.
Right.
And I thought, does she know how Chicago prisons work? I'm pretty sure if all the prisons in all of the world, or at least against the prisons in Oregon, I think it's easier to get snuff there.
I hate you. But it's different, right? Because you got to cook it with the soap and the bacon. So it's not the same street stuff.
That's true. It's not brand name.
Right.
Yeah, you want that Coca-Cola Coke.
Right. The top shelf.
Show me receipts. All right, Whitney. Rest in peace. So, because she found it.
Oh yeah, she
Good
did.
for her. She knew where
a
it
lot
was.
of it.
I wonder, her dealer cried.
Yeah.
Doggone it, man.
He's like, I should have been the beneficiary.
$1,000 per
I'll
hit.
get my daughter next.
All I got now is Bobby. He don't pay his bills. He's like Michael in the early years. Oh, did I just slice myself? What the fuck?
I hate
Lord?
you.
So that was good.
Right.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about how Chef Hawkins, since he doesn't do anything, is with the Ambulance 61 learning more about Brett.
Well, I didn't like the storyline because I don't know where they're going with it. So I think
Me neither.
It's not bad. I guess it's good because they don't give up everything in the first minute. But my thing is this revenge because Mouch made him feel stupid for not buying into her program? So now he's going to go out and is spiteful follow along when he knows she's capable?
True.
But then all of a sudden you give her a van to do the job?
Like you pass it like right away.
Right. Like you didn't.
Without giving us. See, here's what's so confusing. You made the girl know Casey's leaving before she's leaving.
Right.
But you didn't help us know what was his initial gripe against, which would make the arc of him now giving the gift to her work.
Right. Right.
This would have been a good moment to be like, listen, what had happened
They should have told more.
They gave me a clear budget and directive. $30 million for all the stuff, and you had to fix from an 8 score and get us to a 12 score.
Right.
And your thing took away $3 million from this da-da-da-da-da. But I was able to explain to them how this investment would lead to a reduction of this thing, and it would make sense, but it's really going to come all on your shoulders. We're going to really need to come through. You need numbers of 4 or 5 again. Say words we don't understand.
Right.
Make it realistic. They do everything else like that. And then say, and here's your initial investment. And then it further explains why, instead of just making it a joke thing, why she needed a paramedicine person to help out.
Right.
And she went around apparently to everybody before she went to Mouch.
Right.
Which was the joke. So it makes it from a throwaway joke line, which still lands, because the show, we love all the characters.
Right, and they pull it off.
Right.
But my thing
But
is,
it
you didn't build
connected.
up anything for us.
Right.
Like, you built...
We're the one. You gave more to the girl.
Right, to Violet.
We already knew he's leaving. She didn't. That would make sense. And then when we needed to know, we didn't.
Right.
And we're like, did you give us the line you're supposed to give to the girl?
Mm-hmm.
And I keep calling her the girl. I forget her name.
Violet, yeah.
Violet. I
was going to tell you her last name, but
Yeah,
then I'm like, because Makimi,
No.
Makami, and I'm like, he's not going to remember that.
No.
So.
It's like you sneezed or something.
Right.
It's like that Jack Nicholson movie, Dear M. Dugu. Now that I can remember. Because every scene would start with Dear M. Dugu. I just love it.
Oh, man.
But that's, yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. But here's also the weird thing. We don't get any, I'm nervous, and I guess I shouldn't be, because I did retire from worrying about how they write.
Right.
But I kind of came back from retirement just for a quick second before I retired again.
Okay. All right.
I'm like Hillary Clinton. What happened was, I noticed with him, they made the new chief very bullish on books.
Right.
Right. More numbers, numerical, analytical,
right.
Data driven. And he's a hard A.
Right.
He doesn't play games. He's like the chief.
Right.
Really, so
he's a chief, exactly.
Right, when he tells a joke, it's like, wow, it's so funny because you're not supposed to tell the joke, so it's like, it is funny if you do it.
Right.
So they made him that character. So here's where I don't know stuff. So if he's the new Casey, as in love interest, not as the character being taken over, but the love interest to Brett.
Right.
Or is this a thing where he's going to have a complete 180, where now he's like, yeah, baby, everything's fine. I just love you. And there goes my character. Because this character wouldn't be with Brett. Right? This character would appreciate Brett. Would respect Brett.
Right.
And would have too much. Because y'all wrote him this way. He's by the book. He's not dating.
In the fight.
He's not eating where he's pooping. Is that the thing?
Right.
He wouldn't do that. That's against. Actually, maybe he would, because that's efficient. He's like, the numbers work. If I get 8 hours at work, then I get 8 hours. Those same 8 hours can be dating. I still have another 16 hours of the day. I don't have to worry about dating for 8, another 8 work, and then sleeping for 8.
That's true.
I can now do dating and work at 8, and have 16 hours to relax. Okay. That
could work. That could work.
That's the way out.
I think
what they're going to do with that.
I truthfully don't think they intend for them to be a relationship.
I hope not.
I think it's just because we know they do everybody in relationships, especially with Sylvie. Like, you made her like the firehouse whore. Like,
right?
Hey, you get this guy.
Hey,
no, you get this guy. Hey, no, you can get this guy. Like,
meanwhile, I'm not giving Violet nobody,
right.
Or the assistant to the chief. Where's she at?
Kylie. Well, she's still in high school. That's why.
Well, she could have a date in high school.
Right.
That could be her story. Oh, I was with Bubba. How you doing? Or Peter. We don't know. We don't want to color shame.
But like I said,
the whole rainbow is available to her.
It was just enough.
All the binaries.
It was just enough to be
Jaden. Bring him in as her love interest. He could be the like the teenager at the school.
He could.
And this is the kind of show that will work good for his talents because, one, he could then create an album about it later, just like his dad does with these movies. There's always a movie, and then there's a
soundtrack.
A soundtrack with it. That's called double making your money. That's smart. That's business. That's an entrepreneur.
Right.
Plus, it's a quick scene or 2, 3. Plus, it gives, like,
notoriety to the show.
In this. Oh, wow. But he's just playing it real.
Right.
But point is, you don't have to make her with everyone.
Right, exactly.
I mean, Gallo's with Violet, but not really, and he's saying it. And even Ritter's like, okay.
Even
he didn't fight him.
Can we say how amazing this was? He's like, so this advice you give me, why don't you use this with Violet? Why would I use it with Violet?
There's no relationship between Violet.
And then he just said, that was a fool, please.
Yeah, and it was so, he's like, okay. And left. Didn't stay.
Yeah, didn't even.
I said, there you go, Ritter.
Well, I did
Make him the one-liner thing.
Well, I did like
a nose.
I like the storyline they gave him because I know it's important to the actor.
Yes.
To portray these roles.
Yes.
So I know, knowing that Daniel Kyrie likes to be able to be the face and do it well. He doesn't do it cheesy. They didn't lay it on overly thick.
And you're talking about the Ritter date night turns into an emergency situation.
Right.
So let's go to the bar. He's with his boyfriend.
Can we talk about that? That scene in the bar was super amazing. To see him and Jeff. Finally, we see Jeff again for the third time.
That's his name, Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Third time since he's been brought up. But I like that it was real.
Yes.
I like that whole interaction.
The scene.
Right.
Here's what I knew made it awkward. Now, how many times on this show are people kissing? Like 100 million times.
Right. Every time.
I mean, they kiss fires. The dude kissed the door in the fire. People kiss all the time. And it's always a natural, quick, da-da-da, boom. That's it.
Right.
I knew something was off with this scene because I was like, well, first of all, they're not interacting with the rest of the characters. They're off in the booth by themselves. But that would be realistic, I guess, because they want their own time. But you would want your own time not at the bar with everybody else. You would still be hanging out with everybody else and include him in it. So something was weird. And then the scene, they're at the booth and the camera is right in front of them, but it's that far image. And then they're looking at each other longingly.
Right. Forever.
I said, this scene, I go, what are they doing? And then the kiss was held and neither one looked into it.
Right.
And I get it, y'all. They were like, can we just move on to the fire part of the scene that we trained for, that we got the stunt double already and gassed about?
Right.
And he's like, don't put me in the kiss double. I don't want to. I do the stunt, the fire, not the. He goes, no, it's totally cool. But it weird. It just felt linger.
Like, you know what? Well, I guess for me, because I already know them
do their thing.
Right. Well, I thought it was weird because I thought they had already broken up.
Yeah. Right.
So that's why I was like, wait a second.
But then remember at the very end
when they finally talked about what it was. Like, so I got and I think that's why I loved what they did. I first off love how they tap into, because Universal's HBO and all them and stuff.
Right.
I love how they tap into Crash, and they give us a scene where the guy's all rude.
Crash. Yeah, I'm buying that tonight. I forgot about that. But I love Crash.
So, because you remember the scene when he blows up at him in the thing, he's like, no, you guys are faggots, or whatever he says to them, and queers, and whatever he said.
So hold on. That was a good scene. So hold on. We got to take it piece by piece because this is so good. this is a good show. They did it so fast.
Right. It was
so the guy said that. So first they kissed, and at home I was awkward because I was like, the scene didn't. It felt like
it didn't flow.
They didn't edit right. I felt like they just lingered a little, like a second. Like the kiss should have been a kiss if they're gonna kiss. It felt like if there was a scene with me, you get ready to take a sip, and everybody takes a sip all the time. People are always drinking.
You know, it was probably like Passions.
But me, I'm looking at it.
Because you know how Passions would give you like that?
Passion would be better than that. This, and I'd look at it. And you're just looking at me, look at the drink, and then I go, I'm sure this is good. Thank you for adding the sugar. And I go,
he's still sipping the coffee, guys.
It's just awkward.
Right.
So then when they kiss, the guy at there says, I thought, when did this turn into a gay bar? I thought this was for firefighters.
I thought this was a bar for firefighters. When did it become a gay club?
It became a music video. They all turned do like that. I was like, oh, they getting ready to sing the Michael Jackson theme song or something going on.
And that was
then
quick too.
They said, we'll get out of here.
Well, I like that they gave Ritter a moment of masculinity.
Yes. Because
he said, what did you say?
And
but you know what?
But I didn't like that he was. I liked that he wasn't ready to fight them. But I'm glad he didn't have them fight because I thought, don't make the black guy
the angry gay black guy. Right.
Because well, first of all, they would delete gay.
Oh, because
and it would just be angry black man.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Remember, that was what we had in med.
Right.
That's why they misdiagnosed. They said black men are already more dangerous. That's why they misdiagnosed schizophrenia. And I thought, that was a really interesting way of talking about how science really did. Racism had to play in a little bit of the science.
Right.
Because black people are supposed to be like apes. But then when he was like, they got brolic and the Hermann, the best line, I wanted to tweet it. Just out of context.
Right.
Just to tweet, just to see what would happen. But I remember I have a day job. And I don't want it to look weird. But he said, get out of here or you can get beat up by gays, firefighters, and gay firefighters.
Yo, it was the best. It was the best line
of the night
ever. Because it came, you know what it is? Because Hermann is so old school. So he's always brolic.
Yes. It was so
but for him to be so old school and still so accepting that he was like, oh yeah? Listen, the gays, the firefighters, and the gay firefighters, right?
Are
Play
all
with
gonna
us.
beat you butt.
Come for us. Come for us.
Did
that call for you, Heifer?
Ever. And then this guy, because they don't show how long time passed.
Right.
So, but it's obviously long enough where it looked like the bar kind of closed. Well, not really closed because they were still inside.
Yeah, exactly.
But later.
It was definitely later. And that's what, you know what I like? I like that it wasn't cheesy.
Yeah,
it was
at all.
just like coincidental.
Yeah, because they were leaving. That's why I forgot that dude.
Right.
That's how you write in a that was not a remember the guy.
Right.
It was done. I thought that was they had his back. He responded, and now but time passed. Maybe an hour, I'm guessing.
Probably, yeah.
And now they're leaving, and they're in their own world. But he was like, "This is where there's a car." And again, he stood right in front of the car, which was the dumb thing.
I know.
That was, remember in Get Out, when the guy notices the car.
Yeah.
And the reason the movie was scary is because he played it smart.
Right.
His body language to the driver wouldn't have looked like he
saw
noticed
the car.
them.
Right.
He just like, oh, okay, I'm going to act like I turn around and boom. I said, that's how you play it cool so that no one knows and you can do your thing. Right? That's how you do it. Not like when Kevin noticed the car and then starts to run and he has to hide at the church.
Right.
Then we don't see him at church ever again. So I was like, okay, but church is good for that. So all of a sudden, then he stands in front of the window. I'm like, dude, this is Chicago. People are nuts. And you're glad he didn't have a gun. He just threw
a bottle or whatever.
Yeah. It could have been, he could have shot you. You're Superman. You
is not bulletproof, nigga.
If what's her name? The bullet went under her vest. What's that? What was that girl?
No, don't Cat. I know.
If she
just hurt my feelings.
Right. Sorry. I tell you, it just goes off sometimes. But he had no vest.
Right. No vest.
You're not a cop. He just was then I'm like, you're glad the dude was just trashed.
Right.
And didn't have a gun.
Right.
He was obviously
I thought he had a gun, so I'm like,
stayed. Yeah. And I thought, don't you? And then I thought it was going to hit the the boyfriend.
Right.
And then
the guy they make you care about for five
for
seconds.
5 minutes, and then he's dead, and then he's like, "Oh, doggone!" And I was going to divorce him, so it didn't even make no sense. So, but instead, of course, he crashes in because he's drunk.
Yep.
And which was horrible, but that fire was beautiful. The whole scene orchestrated
done.
well.
Oh,
And he didn't miss a beat.
right.
He went right to him.
That was
Great.
So all right. This is one thing that I think they got wrong.
Right.
Jeff should not have been so turned on
Right.
by that moment. And what I mean, I'm not being perverse.
Oh,
when
no,
he
yeah.
said,
Right, he was
like in that moment, like
seeing you
like,
respond passionately.
Don't tell me how great you love my passion, and then tell me you leaving me.
Right.
Like, that's two different conversations.
Yeah, two at all. Like he did that managerial one-on-one thing.
Yes.
Start with the positive.
Right. And then give
We're gonna break up, and then another positive. No, this is different.
Right.
You didn't give me no game
like,
plan.
Let me feel that.
And again, just like the chief, when he was just letting Brett do this, how in the world did you not immediately go into the bar and get them?
Why did he have to tell you?
He is not suited up, and you know these people don't use water. That's
Right.
why when they went to the car wash, they were freaking out. We got to turn that water off.
I hate you so
We
much.
don't do water. We're firefighters.
I hate you so much.
So he had no suit, nothing. You let him run in,
Right.
And you were just
watching?
because it wasn't like if you were a civilian and you were just so nervous that you said, "No, don't go, stay right here." And you held his arm and you wouldn't let him go because you didn't want him to die. You said, "Well, I don't think you should go in," but then, okay, well now he's going in. You need to go get the other firefighters who could get help.
Who can help? Right.
So you watch that. It's like maybe he wanted that, so then he didn't have to break up with them. Well, two birds, one stone. So that makes sense. But I loved how he was a hero. And even, here's what I really love. He, of course, if you guys obviously saw this, that's why you're watching the recap. Be sure to like, subscribe, by the way.
That's right.
And in the comment, write whether or not you think Ritter did the right thing.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And what I loved was they didn't turn it into an after-school special.
Right. It wasn't like a kumbaya.
The guy goes, "Oh, I was wrong. I was so wrong. How in the world did I do that? I was rescued by a gay man." And that was so awesome. It was fantastic. Nope, just like in the movie Crash, when the bad cop earlier had sexually assaulted my girl from
Taraji.
What's her? No, not Taraji. She's
Dandy Newton.
Danny Newton in Westworld. And you did her dirty, literally in front of her husband. Juxtaposed to the end, she's caught in that car crash.
Right.
He hit him in the hand. She's like, "No!"
Right.
Because she remembered that.
She was ready to die.
Over that. So she didn't go, "Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad you've changed. And you really are a hero because you have that grandfather you're taking care of. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to know that as a character. That's just the writers did that. Kumbaya, and we get married." No, she's still mad. That's a real reaction.
And that's why I liked when he did it, because that was my thing.
Like,
he said, no, he goes, "No." And then I even like it more.
Yes.
Because Ritter was like, "Nah, listen."
Right. And
I wasn't doing my job.
That's right. And that's what I love, because I said, now writers, that's who Ritter is.
Right.
He's a firefighter, because he did it before in a few scenes.
When he did that run up the escalator?
That was the best. He hopped Amtrak, did a backflip, kicked Raphael off the roof, and said, "I got this."
Oh, yeah.
But here's a juxtaposition, because when we first met Ritter, he froze.
Right.
In fire.
Right.
In a building. Now he has fire in a car outside of a building and runs right to it. No hang up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got over that.
Go,
yes.
brother.
Oh,
because Hermann helped you.
Right.
So
and it was perfectly
so Hermann helped
done.
Ritter, and he helped Sylvie, all in the same episode.
Right.
So that's why when the funny storyline was the new chief in interim says you're the best, and he's like, "The best matters. That's the point of being the best."
Oh, that
proves that he's the best,
right.
And that's the first thing Sylvie said to him.
Right.
You're the best. So he is the best. He's helping all these characters on the low.
Just doing it.
Just being himself.
Right.
And I mean, he blows up his own books, but, everything else, he's the best.
Right. And it was perfect. And I love, like I said,
a good show.
Fire just doesn't let you down. The only thing is, I was a little hurt that this is a Ritter episode focused on him being gay.
Thank you. You didn't need that.
We could have. I mean, you can make that part of his episode,
when he
but it
had
didn't
the
have
date.
to be exactly. It didn't have to be the Ritter episode, and that was. I wanted Ritter. I wanted some homegrown Ritter.
That fire was good.
Yes. Oh, it was perfect. To
Even
see him not be the
conversation-
coward in it
Thank
was good to see him
Yes.
get over that part.
Right. That
and
he
even
no
when the
longer
guy
has
didn't
that.
accept the hey, you good? Even that was perfect. He didn't
Perfect.
play the victim. He didn't
Nope.
go all sad because you don't like black gay guys and whatever. Firefighters, yay. Like, he just, all right, cool. Guys, we can't change him, so let it be. Like, just let it be. That's good.
That proves the word is real.
It is.
Because the word says, who can know the heart? It's so evil, exceedingly wicked.
Right.
Here this dude was drunk. So he already had a drunk demon.
Right.
Then he crashes into a flame of fire. A flame. No pun intended.
That's right.
Because the flame got him.
And Ritter's better than me, because I would have let him in there. I'm off duty. And
like,
you threw a bottle at me?
I would have called 911 and kept walking.
Right.
They'll arrive soon.
Someone will be here.
Or later.
Right.
Hopefully. But I thought it was ironic that the dude didn't like their gay kiss, but he got kissed by that flame.
Right. Ooh, I like that.
See, that's how that works.
Oh, it was a good episode all in all. I mean, Fire, you guys just always you do it. You just always do it. I can't even wait.
That's everything. So, kid, get back. Your girl's on fire in Chicago, wherever you went, DC.
I know.
York.
I was like, what is going
These
on?
are some weird storylines. So somebody was like, listen, we didn't think COVID was going to let us do another season. We all confused.
Hey,
Can I do my part on Zoom? Like, no. Can't go to a fire on Zoom. Well, actually they could, because they don't use water anyway. In the words of Mrs. Doubtfire, geez, you're big for a lady. You could play for the 49ers. Well, I was a fullback, but that's European football, dear. Soccer? Yes, you play soccer too? Oh, I was captain of the women's team. We won 3 university championships. Oh, but that was decades ago. I was more disciplined back then. I always put my studies ahead of my athletics. I'm sure you're the same way. I'm sure you got your homework done already. No, not exactly. Oh, that's a pity. Because young men who don't do their studies often miss out on more amusing activities. Bye-bye.
The TiVoMike Show is produced by Michael Jefferson. Our soundboard operator is Mike Warner, and our theme music is by Eric Dano. A special thanks to all those who make it so we can be here, and to you, our great listeners. That's it for the TiVoMike Show. I'm Mike Warner. See you tomorrow when we guide the lost TV viewing saints through the myriad of banal TV shows among the low-hanging fruit to find the next great addictive series.